Let's start with something simple, yet oddly unsettling. You've all seen Prince William's children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. They appear in official family portraits. They wave from palace balconies. They smile in birthday photos. You can literally watch them grow year by year. But when it comes to Harry and Meghan's children, Archie and Lilibet, it feels like they've vanished into thin air. Most people wouldn't recognise them if they passed them on the street. The few photos that do exist are usually taken from behind, heavily filtered to hide their faces, or released years later. And even then, fans argue over whether the children in those images are even real or just lookalikes. Some believe the photos are edited. Others think they're deliberately planted. One viral image of Lilibet caused such an intense debate that people genuinely thought it was created by AI. So how does this even happen? How do two royal children, born into one of the most photographed families on Earth, end up hidden like a state secret? Yes, Harry and Meghan say it's about protecting their privacy, and that may be partly true. But other royals, like William and Kate, also protect their children while still letting the world know who they are. Archie and Lilibet feel more like shadows than public figures. And this is where things get interesting. Because what if it's not just about privacy? Some former palace insiders suggest it's about what Meghan fears the public might notice. Not in a single photo, but in the comparisons, the criticism, the long-term legacy. We're going to unpack all of that. But before we do, we need to understand why Harry became so protective in the first place. Because this didn't start with Meghan. It began much earlier, and it begins with Diana. Before placing blame on anyone for keeping the children hidden, we have to go back to the moment that shaped Harry's entire life. That's where this story truly starts. He was only 12 years old when his mother, Princess Diana, died in a car crash in Paris. What made it even worse was the reason behind it. That car was being chased by paparazzi desperate for one more photo. That moment didn't just take his mother away, it completely reshaped how Harry saw the world. From that day on, he grew to hate the cameras. He resented the media, and more than anything, he despised having no control over his own story. Years later, Harry has made one thing very clear. He refuses to let that happen to his children. That's why you don't see him walking Archie or Lilibet through flashing cameras. That's why there are no glossy baby photos splashed across magazine covers. He's said it again and again. He's protecting them from the same cycle that destroyed his mother. When he and Meghan stepped back from royal duties in 2020, they talked about creating a safe space for their family. Not just away from paparazzi, but away from judgment, comparison, and online hate. This is where the Privacy Pact really began. Not with Meghan, not with branding, not with Netflix. It began with grief. But here's where things start to shift. Even people close to Harry say that over time, the boundaries began to blur. And not everyone in the family agreed on how much privacy was enough. Because while Harry wanted his children to vanish from public view, Meghan didn't see it exactly the same way. On the surface, they appear completely united. No public appearances, no balcony moments, no press access. But behind the scenes, it's far more complicated than it looks. People close to the couple say Harry wants total invisibility for Archie and Lilibet. No cameras, no press, not even public birthday photos. To him, privacy means complete silence. Meghan, though, approaches it differently. She releases carefully chosen images, backlit, blurred, or shot from behind. A small arm in the frame, a silhouette against the sunset, a birthday photo where the face is just out of view. She offers glimpses, never the full picture. It's a middle ground, enough to stay in control while still shaping a story. So why the difference? Some say it's simply personality. Meghan is a former actress. She understands optics. She knows how the media works. And maybe, just maybe, she doesn't want her children to be invisible. She just wants to be the one deciding when and how they're seen. But this constant push and pull has led to some truly strange choices. And stick with me, because there's one bizarre Disneyland move they allegedly pulled to keep the kids hidden, and it honestly sounds like something out of a spy film. We'll get to that soon. First, let's break down how Meghan's photo strategy actually works and what it reveals about the image she's trying to control. If she truly wanted total privacy, we wouldn't see anything at all. No holiday cards, no birthday posts, no social media shots of tiny feet in the air or a blurry toddler running across the lawn. But we do see things, just never enough. Almost every image follows the same formula. The back of the head, a distant blur, faces hidden by hats, hair or shadows, soft lighting that feels more like a mood than a real moment. Take the 2024 holiday card. Both children were included, yet neither face was visible. Just silhouettes and gentle, out-of-focus scenes of a family playing outside. It was sweet, yes, but also unusual for royal children. Images like that are incredibly rare. Then there's Lilibet's first birthday photo. It went viral, not for what it revealed, but for what it carefully concealed. Her face was partly hidden by her hair, leaving people staring at the image and filling in the gaps themselves. Fans zoomed in on every detail and argued over what they were seeing. Some even claimed the photo wasn't really her. Compare that to Kate and William, who release clear birthday photos every year with a simple message: "This is our family." Meghan's message feels different. You can look, but only on her terms. Things get more strategic after Harry and Meghan left royal duties and signed a major Netflix deal. Privacy came with cameras, contracts, and attention. Some believe they're holding back images for the right moment when timing, branding, and value all line up. Even in their Netflix series, the kids appeared only briefly and never clearly. But beyond fame or business, there's a deeper concern: comparisons, especially between Lilibet and Princess Charlotte. According to a former staffer, Meghan didn't want children being measured against each other, and that fear may explain more than any privacy statement ever could. That line says a lot, because in the royal world, comparisons never stop. Outfits, smiles, hair colour, posture, even handwriting get judged. Princess Charlotte is already labelled confident, royal ready, and a future queen's right hand. She's photographed often, praised by the press, and adored by fans. Now imagine placing Lilibet beside her. Every magazine cover turns into a quiet competition. Who's cuter? Who's better dressed? Who looks more like Diana? Meghan knows how quickly the world picks favourites, and after everything she faced in the royal spotlight, she doesn't want that pressure on her daughter. Some insiders believe that's why she avoids traditional photo releases. It's not just privacy, it's protection from comparison. But here's the irony: the more the children are hidden, the more curious the public becomes. And as curiosity grows, control slips away. Which is exactly why what they did next, in a place as public as Disneyland, drew so much attention. And trust me, you'll want to see this. Alright, let's talk about the Disneyland stunt. It was meant to be a quiet family outing. Meghan, Harry, Archie and Lilibet were spotted walking through Disneyland in California. But here's what made it strange. No one could actually see the kids. Archie had on an oversized Mickey Mouse hat that completely covered his head. Lilibet was barely visible at all, her face turned away, hidden by a stroller canopy, or blocked by Meghan herself. In the few photos that surfaced online, emojis were placed over their faces before anything was shared. It didn't look like a casual day at Disneyland. It looked more like a classified operation. No crowds, no press shots, no family selfies. And still, people noticed. Because the harder you try to hide something, the more curious everyone becomes. Online critics joked that Meghan and Harry should have worn disguises too. Others defended it as smart parenting. Some fans even tried digitally enhancing the images just to catch a glimpse of Archie under that hat. It sounds absurd, but it shows how serious they are about control. If a place as loud and joyful as Disneyland required that level of cover, what happens when it's time for a birthday or holiday photo? We already know the pattern. And yet, this is where things get interesting. Because Meghan doesn't always fully hide the children. Sometimes she teases their presence, drops hints, and shares blurred images instead. Why? That brings us back to one theory that refuses to disappear. A theory involving a brand, a launch, and a perfectly timed reveal. Let's go there next. By now, the mystery around Archie and Lilibet isn't just a royal curiosity. It's turned into a full-blown internet obsession. Every time Meghan shares a new image, even a blurry one, people zoom in, analyse and argue. Some say she's doing the right thing by protecting her children. Others accuse her of playing both sides, shielding them while still using their presence to drive attention. Then came the fake photo. Late last year, a holiday card claiming to be from Harry and Meghan went viral. It showed clear, smiling images of Archie and Lilibet, faces fully visible. Thousands shared it. Media outlets picked it up. Comment sections exploded. But there was one problem. It wasn't real. The image had been created using AI. Someone stitched together old photos, blended features, and generated a digital version of what the children might look like. And it was convincing. So convincing that even seasoned royal watchers were fooled. That moment changed everything. Because now, fans and critics aren't just waiting for a real photo anymore. They're not just waiting anymore. They're creating their own versions. This isn't simple curiosity. It's about control. Meghan's effort to manage her children's image has turned into a bigger game, with fans online pushing back with edits, theories, and sometimes lies. Near the end of this story, there's something genuinely unsettling showing how far this digital hide-and-seek has gone. But there's another side of Meghan that rarely makes headlines. People close to her say she writes nightly emails to Archie and Lilibet, digital letters recording memories, milestones, and thoughts. Not for the media, just for them. She calls it her time capsule, passing down their story through words, not photos. For Lilibet's birthday, she even wrapped her in the same blanket used for Archie's first royal photo, a quiet tradition linking her children. Still, one big question remains. When will the world actually see Archie and Lilibet? Years later, there are almost no clear images, leaving a global guessing game. Some believe it's building toward a grand reveal, a Netflix moment, a book, a special, on their own terms. Others think it may never happen, raising the children in private, away from cameras and comparisons. The twist is Meghan's life depends on visibility. Brands, public appearances, stories. How do you sell curiosity while protecting your kids from it? That tension sits at the heart of the story. Meghan wants to shield them from scrutiny while controlling when and how the world sees them. Maybe that moment never comes. So what do you think? Will we ever really see Archie and Lilibet? And should we?